Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My track guide for the Formula Vee going around Oschersleben. This was great fun, let's get into it. In qualifying, you want to be all the way on the right. You do not have to brake for turn 1. All we do is turn in by an emergency road just on the right coming up on here. Then you want to get as close as you can to the yellow anti-cuts on the inside. Once we get to this line where the road changes color, we will be braking. And you want the car pretty much straight before braking. I go to about 85% brake pressure. I ease off the brake all the way to a yellow line coming up just before the pit exit. Once we get to this line at the pit exit, you want to go full throttle again. And you want to be close to the pit exit as well, just to open up the corner and turn in more. You want to carry as much momentum as you can through here. Then you want to cut it back close to the anti-cut sausage and use what room is necessary. Now bring the car over to the right. Turn 3 is a good corner to try and overtake in, because you can both do it on the outside and the inside. My braking marker is this orange part on the wall just to the right of us. When I lose that out of my sight, I'll begin to brake. Here we don't have to brake so much, so I only go to about 50% brake pressure. And I carry that all the way to the beginning of the curb. Once I'm at the curb, I'll start to apply the throttle again. Here I'm just testing the car a little bit, so I'm not just stamping on it. The corner is banking a little bit and that will help the car. Use all of the necessary room on the outside. Just get back in before the curb ends. Stay on the right for turn 4. Turn 4 is going to be flat out, but we do have to lift a little bit for turn 5. We do that to drive a shorter distance and to be able to set up turn 6 and 7 a lot better, because we want to be hitting the inside curb for turn 6 and we want the car straight as well. I brake when I leave the curb of turn 6 and then you want to be braking in a straight line towards turn 7. I go to about 60% brake pressure, easing that off to just where the curb begins. When the curb begins, you want to track out a little bit to open up the corner so you could get back in for a second apex. The second apex is at the end of the red and white curb. Once I'm beginning to bring the car back, I'll go full throttle again. There is quite a lot of room on the outside and we want to be utilizing this to keep as much momentum in the car as possible. If you're understeering out over the outside curb, you went too early on the throttle. Turn 8 is flat out. And we do not have to brake for turn 9 either. You want to cut the first and the second curb as much as you can. And once we leave the second curb here, you want to lift off the throttle. Not completely off, I lift off to just about 40% throttle. The aim is to follow the anti-cut sausage all the way around on the inside of turn 9. And once we get to the end of the sausage, you should go full throttle again. And then we should utilize all the room on the outside. If you understeer over this curb on the outside, you went too early on the throttle. Overtaking into turn 11 can be a good option, just because the draft and it's such a long straight. So just keep that in mind when racing here. For qualifying though, you want to be all the way on the left. And my braking marker is when I lose this big board here over us out of my sight. Then I'll do a quick hit to about 60% brake pressure. And easing that quickly off all the way to the curb on the inside. You want to exit as far right as you can. We do that to open up turn 12 a lot more. This will also help you take turn 12 flat out. Just don't hit the anti-cut on the inside, as that will unsettle the car quite a lot. And only use the necessary room on the outside. For turn 13 we don't have to brake at all. As soon as you've turned in, you want to go to 50% throttle. Once at the curb, go full throttle again and use all of the room on the outside. Turn 14 is also a great place to overtake, but for qualifying you want to be as far as you can here on the left. And I brake when I pass this white line here just in front of us. Once I pass it, I'll go to about 75% brake pressure, with easing that off all the way to the curb on the inside. Do not hit the anti-cut on the inside, that will unsettle the car quite a lot. Once at the curb on the inside, you want to go full throttle again. We do have a bit of room on the outside we can use, just don't go into the gravel, that will slow the car down quite a lot. And now it's a drag race down to the start finish line. And that's a lap around Oschersleben in the Formula Vee of a time of 1:43.076. I have more track guides for the Vee linked down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a like down below, consider subscribing as well. And now for the uninterrupted hot laps.